1. This happened less than a year ago after work, so around 10 p.m. It was me and my coworker in the car as we were driving home. So I was driving to her place, taking my normal route since I frequently drive her home. We were childhood friends before we were coworkers. We were driving a normal pace, respecting road rules, and legit nothing seemed off at all. Until I neared a stop sign and started slowing down. When I noticed the car behind me stopped really close to me. I mentioned something to my friend, who said something along the lines of, it was probably just a mistake. But I had that weird feeling in my stomach. So we keep driving, and they start shining their high beams at me so I can't see. And at the start I was like, I probably just have a backlight out or something like that. So I pulled to the side because, like I mentioned, I can barely see. But they speed by. They drive super fast and take a right near the light. So I'm kinda like, WTF is happening, and my friend is also weirded out, but not scared. Anyway, I get back on the road and turn right at my friend's street before the lights. As I'm driving down her street, the car can be seen down the road we were turning off of. We both do that I'm scared laugh, and speed up a bit to get to her house quicker. Then it turns onto the street we're on. At this point I'm thinking this is a friend of ours who recognized my car and is messing with us. So I pull over again and roll down my window expecting them to stop. But they speed by, going at least 100 on a suburban street. And they circle at the end of the road and do it again before speeding down the road and turning off it. We're freaking out. I finally pull into the driveway because obviously I wasn't going to my friend's actual house while they were there. I wait 15 minutes and we're debating on if I should drive home alone. After the 15, I decide there's no way they're still there. Like, they left a while ago. Why would they wait? So I say bye, and she just says text me if anything's wrong, and let me know when you're home. So this is when it gets insane. I take a turn off her street and head towards the lights. Yet right across from the turnoff is a school and a parking lot. As I turn off her street, I see the car sitting in the parking lot, high beams on, waiting. I was thinking to myself, turn around, go back to her house. But my house was only a 5-minute drive away, so I said, fuck it. I start heading towards the lights, and the car pulls out of the road right behind me. I grab my phone, and of course it's on 2%, and I'm trying to type a phone call in, and it dies. I wish I was kidding, but that moment legit killed my soul. I thought to myself, this is it, unless I can avoid this car. So I'm driving to my house, and the car is still following me. I start taking weird routes, still following. We get near my house, and there's a street that splits off into two before rejoining again. I take the right turn, and he stays left. Now this alarmed me, because if this car was really after me, they knew that street reconnected. So I went halfway down before a 3-point turn and coming back. I thought I had lost them. I took a turn onto a random street after going back the way they came, and in the very back of my mirror, high beams again at the end of my street. This is when I felt my adrenaline kick in, like this is do or die. I take a turn down the alley where my dad lives 5 minutes away from my house, and the car turns down the street before it, hoping to cut me off at the end, but I pull into my dad's back driveway and kill the lights. I see the car stop at the end of the alleyway for 2 minutes before pulling off. I went to the door since my phone was dead, but my dad wasn't home. I eventually, after 45 minutes of sitting there, drive home. No car. I was debating on going to the nearest police station, but it's 20 minutes away. I made it into my driveway and told my mom. I told her to be careful and describe the vehicle. I never saw the person or license plate because of the high beams, which made me think they've done this before. We're both only 2 young girls who were in my car, which really scared my mom. To this day, no idea why or what caused this, or what their intentions were. But still one of my scariest experiences. 2. I'm moving into a new place soon and was in need of some new stuff. I like to hunt for the best deals on second-hand designer furniture online. So after finding stuff I liked, I set up appointments, and last Saturday, we hired a van to drive around the country and pick up all the second-hand stuff. After a few stops, we were heading towards the village. My mom found this advertisement about a tumble dryer that was supposed to be as good as new. I already thought it was a bit odd because when my mom called the number he gave, my mom said a woman with an Eastern European accent picked up and talked a bit weird. But okay, I just wanted a good dryer, so we go anyway. We pull up to this old farmhouse with all the curtains closed, and it looks really dark. While I was getting the money for the tumble dryer from my wallet, my dad and partner had already stepped out of the van. When I stepped out, my partner was standing next to the house, and I asked him if he'd rang the doorbell. He looked at me a bit weirded out and pointed at the old garage behind the house. The big garage door was slightly open, and I could see an old man walking. I walked towards him, and after saying hello 3 times, he came to the entrance. He was like 70, 75, and looked like he had not showered or worn new clothes for a long while. His fleece jacket was covered in dandruff. I thought that was a bit nasty, but everything was still fine. I thought this was just a very lonely old man, so I felt kinda bad for him. He had already dragged the tumble dryer to the front of the garage. I asked him if we could see it working. He said sure, and he turned it on. Then, in like a quick flash, he grabbed a comb out of his pocket and swiped it through his dandruff-covered hair. My dad didn't see it, but I looked at my partner and he looked at me like, okay. Okay, so the dryer is on and we see it works. He talks a lot of gibberish about washing machines, etc. And then he grabs a wet old cloth from a big pile somewhere in the back. He throws it in to show us that the dryer works. After a while, he opens it to let us test if it's working. When I touch the wet cloth, my brain tells me that this wet cloth probably has been laying there for a few years, and that I will now get herpes on my hands. Okay, so it already feels a bit weird, but it's all good, and my dad and partner start loading the dryer into the van. I'm standing a few meters behind the van, next to the guy, and he starts talking to me about random stuff. He tells me he used to be a bunny breeder. I point out that I noticed the statues of bunnies by the gate. Me, as a bunny fan, got excited about it, naively thinking that he was being good to the bunnies. He told me he sold thousands of bunnies, but he had to stop, because he was not allowed to castrate them himself anymore. I googled his address later, and it said he had to stop because he was illegally breeding too many bunnies. I also found forum posts on people warning others not to buy from him. He then told me some more creepy, mumbling stuff about bunnies, but I kinda zoned out after checking if my dad and partner were ready loading the dryer. He starts telling me that there are many people who come to him to get their washing machines fixed. Then he says,
"Yeah, there are a lot of girls around your age who come here and ask if they can pay in kind."
I got chills and got seriously creeped out by this guy. I knew we had to leave ASAP, so I walked up to the van and got in. I waited for my dad and partner to get in and we drove off. I told them what he said and they were like, "Why didn't you tell us?" But I knew they would go mental and I didn't trust this creepy old man, so it was best just to leave quickly. There was no sign of life around the house. It was very dark and looked like no one lived there. Now I'm thinking he has Polish girls or whoever in his house because a woman picked up. Thinking about this guy makes me shiver. He had the creepiest horror movie vibe. Now I'm hoping there's no tracker inside my dryer, else I'm doomed. Next time I'm getting a new expensive tumble dryer delivered to my front door. 3. So for some backstory. About 6 months ago, I, 17 female, had a boyfriend, 19 male, Levi, who would walk me home every single night so I could stay out until later. One night he decided that instead of walking me home, that he would go with one of his friends, 17 male Harry, to get some beers, knowing that he'd be given a drink too. I'm about 5'3" and I'm fairly thin, and Harry is at least 6 feet, and has a fairly big build. He could have easily overpowered me at any time, and I didn't particularly want him walking to my house with us, drunk, despite the fact that they both told me it was fine. Let's start this story with how I ended up meeting this guy. Levi and I were on our way home to my house, and this guy was in the bus station. He called Levi over, and I tried to pull him away. The following conversation happened. "Baby, come on, I need to be in by 10. And it's 25 too. "Come on, I haven't seen this guy in ages." "I don't even know him." "He's cool, trust me, you'll love him. His name's Harry, huge nerd, just like us." I'm not really comfortable with this.
I'll get you home in time, I swear.
He did not, and my parents were furious with not only him, but also me. Levi then proceeds to drag me over to Harry, and Harry hugs me and kisses my forehead, telling Levi that he's got a good one here, and that I'm really sexy. Levi thinks nothing of these comments and decides to agree with Harry that they should have a drink. He turns to me and asks if one drink is okay for him to have. I'm not happy with this agreement, so I say to him, no, I'm really not okay with that. I'm going to go home even if I have to walk by myself. Levi sighs and decides that he wouldn't have a drink with Harry, but he would buy him a crate of beers if Harry gives him the money. Harry gave him the money and he walked to the shop. I was extremely upset by this arrangement, and before Levi could go into the shop, I pulled him aside and talked to him about it. Levi, I really need to get home or my mom will be pissed.
Babe, trust me, it'll be fine.
I really don't like this guy, he's giving me weird vibes. At least let me come into the shop with you while you buy the beers. I won't go anywhere near you, I'll just enter the shop at a similar time, buy some sweets after you and leave. I won't even look at you.
You can't, babe, just don't talk to him. He'll be fine, he's really cool, I swear.
Levi went into the shop and I had to stand by Harry whilst Levi bought him his drinks. And what I, at the time, thought was the weirdest conversation ever occurred, with me putting in the bare minimum amount of effort at responding.
So, what's your name?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I'm pretty sure I just heard Levi tell you it. He'd been eyeing me up the entire walk to the shops, and I wasn't too comfortable giving him my name, as he was currently standing over me and watching me scroll through Twitter.
Well, whatever your name is, I bet it's as sexy as you are. You know, I could kiss you right now. I won't, because me and Levi are good friends, but you're hot.
Cool.
You don't talk much, do you?
As someone with autism, I don't usually talk much, and I had been stimming since this guy hugged me.
You're actually really hot. I bet you prefer me over Levi. I'm probably bigger than him.
That's super inappropriate, dude. I've just met you.
All I'm saying is I'd probably be a better fuck than him.
Levi comes out of the shop and approaches me, and my leg starts to ache. I had previously sprained my ankle, and I was on my monthlies. I tend to get a pain and cramps in my thighs during this time. I whisper to Levi saying, baby, my leg is hurting and Harry is being really inappropriate. Can we just get home? Levi proceeded to brush my comment off and offer Harry to walk back with us. At this point I was really upset. My boyfriend was ignoring my very obvious concern and offering this guy to basically walk me right to my house. He then decided that I was being a bit controlling by not wanting him to have a beer, so he asked Harry if he could have one, and he told me that it was just one, babe, I won't die. He was being a bit of a prick, and if my dad didn't have work that night, then I would have immediately called for a lift home. On the walk back, I was ignoring the boys, but Levi did not have just one beer, he had 3. Harry had 5, and put the last 2 in his bag. When we got to the park, my leg had started to hurt really bad, so I decided to tell Levi. He ignored this comment, and eventually my leg gave out below me, and he carried me for 10 minutes. Once my leg eased out, we were about 10 minutes away, and that's when Harry started being really creepy.
You have a great ass, love. Please don't talk to my girlfriend like that, it's really inappropriate.
I told you he was inappropriate. I really don't want him walking back with us the rest of the way.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. I was happy that I was finally being taken seriously, but before Levi could say anything to Harry, Harry had made the most inappropriate comments since we had met him.
I'm a sadist, but like extreme sadist. Blood turns me on big time. Have you ever cut her, Levi?
What the fuck, dude? That's a disgusting way to talk. I haven't cut my girlfriend.
That's a shame. She looks kinky. She'd probably enjoy it. Harry, I'm gonna need you to stop walking with us and go home. Bro, come on. I just want to make sure she gets home safe. She looks so... He looks at me and licks his lips. Fragile.
By this point, I was visibly uncomfortable. I had grabbed Levi's hand and realized that I couldn't look scared or he'd take advantage of it. I straightened myself up and took a deep breath. I don't want you here. Go home.
See, she doesn't want you around either. Dude, just go home. Alright, whatever, dude.
He walked away and I had realized that he stopped about 5 or 6 meters in front of us. I saw his outline ahead of us in the dark and heard his smash from where he was. Levi squeezed my hand, and we saw him walking back towards us.
Hey bro, I'm sober, I swear. There's a broken glass down there and it's dangerous. Just let me walk with you guys.
He lifts up Levi, squeezing him.
She's gonna get hurt.
Levi realizing that the guy isn't gonna leave us alone.
You can walk with us to the end of the canal, bro, then you gotta piss off. Also walk in front of us.
This is good, I can keep her safe.
Sure you can, mate,
he whispers to me.
Don't worry, babe.
I'll make sure he doesn't hurt you, even if I gotta put myself in harm's way.
I would kill someone if they turned on me, though. Literally would love the blood. I've stamped on a live squirrel. Actually, I would kill you if Levi wasn't here. I'd fuck your body too, and definitely the wound.
Shut up, dude.
This is where I smashed the bottle.
I looked at him and saw his knuckle was bleeding. I also saw that by his feet was half the bottle. Then it clicked in my mind. He smashed half of the bottle, and was probably planning to attack us with it. I squeezed Levi's hand, and he pulled up the keypad on his phone, probably ready to dial 999, and we continued to walk. Harry looked at the bottle and then continued to walk, which gave me a slight relief, but I was still scared.
I usually carry a knife just in case.
Dude, we're at the main road, you can leave now. My dad is on his way to pick us up.
Alright, bro. I can pick up basic signs, I'll leave. See, I'm walking away.
Harry walked about a meter and went into the bus stop, and I saw my dad's car. I nudged Levi and we walked towards it, ignoring Harry in the bus stop, staring at us with blood dripping down his other hand. My guess is that he punched the concrete wall. We sped up a little and got into my dad's car, getting a huge lecture about being late and about how he had to call in sick from work to look for me, and we apologized. When we stopped at a junction to turn to go home, about 9-ish meters from the bus stop, I looked out the window and saw him standing outside of the bus stop and waving at us. While writing this, I am legitimately shaking. I'm on the phone to my current boyfriend, and can't get Harry's voice and words out of my head. I still get scared taking the bins out in the dark. And I was drunk a few weeks after my 18th, and as we were walking to get food, I was sobbing and clinging to one of my friends telling her about this story. So Harry, let's not meet again. Ever. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to 3 True Scary Stories, episode 467. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. Well, this is my first day back after a week off. Had quite a nice week off for the most part. A couple of annoying things happened, but nothing we need to go into. A couple of annoying people I encountered as well, but we don't need to go into that either. And back at it, the throat's a bit rough today. Bloody acid reflux again. And yes, I am on medication for it, because anytime I mention this, people always ask. They always try to be helpful. That's what people are trying to do. Trying to be nice, they're trying to be helpful. But been dealing with it for years. I'm on strong medication. I just need to stop indulging too much before I go to bed. That's really what I need to do. Also, lose weight. And that is definitely on the agenda for this year. I've got, I can't afford a treadmill yet, though I would love one. But I've got, do you guys remember a guy called Tony Little? You had these things called Gazelle gliders. Well, actually, I was either stupid enough or wise enough, depending on how you look at it, to buy one of them a few years ago. And I've got it there. It's been kind of sitting against a wall. So that'll get oiled a wee bit. And that'll get placed permanently open in the living room, just so I can pop on each day and it basically works the whole body, so it is good for that. Do that. Then I did, while I was sick over the holiday period, I did kind of let my weight lapse a little bit, so we'll get back to lifting the weights as well. And that should set me right. Okay, let's see, what's the game plan? This week should be, if all goes according to plan. I've only got 5 stories right now, but I think I'll be able to get the rest. Because it's been like 2 months worth of stories I've got to send out for. I should have Glitch Monthly. I forget what number we'll run. I want to say 5, but I'm not sure. Glitch Monthly should be up on Thursday, because I'm going to start work on it. This is Monday now. I'm going to start work on it on Tuesday, just so we've got plenty of time. So that should be out on Thursday, as I promised it would be end of January. And that should mean that they should be monthly-ish from now on. I'm not sure about February, because February is only 29. Let me think. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that should work. It should be the 27th in February. Well, because we forgot we're on a leap year this year as well, aren't we? Okay, I'm rambling. I should probably shut up now. Okay, I'm going to head off for now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.